Beside me here, we've got a 2026 Ford Ranger Raptor in shadow black with the 800A package. We're gonna do a review on it. Let me know what you guys think. So in front of me here, we've got a 2026 Ford Ranger Raptor in shadow black here with the 800A package. Now, when it comes to the mid-size segment, I would say the Ranger Raptor is probably one of my favorite ones to get. However, it does come with a pretty hefty price tag. But let's take a look here at the front, and we'll start with the headlight assembly. So you're gonna get these C-shaped LED daytime running lights with performance LED headlights. Now, as we can see in the center here, you've got that big, beautiful Ford name, which comes standard on the Raptor. You're also gonna get a front camera with a honeycomb grille there. Down below, you've got your 2 LED fog lights on each side with your parking sensors. Now, this being a Ranger, I'm just gonna zoom out here, you're gonna get a front metal bumper with a block heater plug, which you can plug in if it does get cold, which is pretty cool. And then this also being a Raptor, you're gonna get that metal skid plate there too. And then you're gonna get some beefed up control arms as well. Now, one other thing to note is you're gonna get 2 vents here on the hood, but they actually aren't functional. They are just for the look of the truck, which is a little disappointing, but it does make for a nicer look at the front. But let me know what you guys think here of the Ranger Raptor so far. Let's take a look underneath the hood and go over that 3-liter V6. So taking a look underneath the hood here of this Ford Ranger Raptor, we've got the 3-liter twin-turbo V6. We've got 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque hooked up to the 10-speed auto. It does sound pretty good for a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 in a mid-sized truck. I do wish they offered a V8. I think that'd be pretty cool, but it does have a decent amount of power and capability. But that's it underneath the hood here, guys. Let's take a look around the Ranger Raptor and go over its options. Alrighty, so let's take a look around the Ford Ranger Raptor here, and we'll start with the tire and wheel setup. So we're sitting on 33-inch BF Goodrich KO3s with a 17-inch optional beadlock wheel that you can get. Now, the nice thing is that you're gonna get the extended fender here with this little plastic liner here, and you can obviously see the amber light there as well. Now, inside here, this is where your suspension is gonna shine. So you're gonna get a 2.5-inch Fox Racing Live valve shock, which is cool, but you're not gonna get a front locking diff, unfortunately. You actually have to go to the Bronco to get that. But as you can see, you're gonna get a fake vent here on the side. You've got a body matched mirror cap here with a camera underneath for your 360 camera. And then here's a look at a side profile view of the Ranger. So 5-foot bed here, and then as you can see, that plastic liner is also on the back. You've got that running board there that is fixed. Keyless entry only on the front 2 doors. Now, as we take a look inside here, you are greeted with a black interior with some orange stitching and then some orange inserts with Raptor on both parts of the back of the seat there. And as you can see, you're gonna get some more orange stitching carried throughout on the headrest. Now, this side here on the passenger is fully automatic, which is nice, but you don't get anything here on this part of the door sill. But over here, you're gonna get Ford Performance. Over here, you're gonna get an upper glove box area. So you click that button and then a little bit more storage there, some storage here. You're gonna get a handle on this side to help you get in. And as you can also see, there's more orange inserts all around it. So it's a common theme around this truck. No moonroof in this one, but overall, I think the interior looks pretty good. This is kind of like an Alcantara, I would say. It kind of feels like a rubberized Alcantara. And then over here on the door panel, you're gonna get that Alcantara here on the top. Lock and unlock, window switch here, door latch here as well, speaker down below, and you're gonna get a pocket of storage. Now, that's really it for the front here. Let's take a look at the back. And then in the back here is a common theme with the orange inserts. So you're gonna get some orange inserting here on both sides of the seat. Some Alcantara here as well, some more orange here with some orange stitching. And then there is a latch here that you can pull forward, and it gives you some more storage to put things underneath the seat. Now, with the seat where it is now, you're gonna be able to sit back here comfortably, but if you're a bigger person and have to move the seat back a little bit more, it might be a little snug. But you do get a 120 plug, a USB, USB-C, and some more storage as well. And then there is a little bit of an indent here for taller passengers. You also get a rear sliding window. Over here, you do have a little armrest cubby here, or if you need to put more cups, you can do that as well. So that's just over there. Now that's it for the back. And then here's a look at that back tire and wheel. So same dimensions here in the back. You do get that carpeted liner inside here with that plastic liner around. Now, the Ranger Raptor does not come with leaf springs. It's going to get a coil setup, as we can see there. And then you're also going to get the Raptor name on the side But let me know what you guys think from a side profile view. Let's take a look at that back tailgate. So in the back here of the Ford Ranger Raptor here, we'll start in the middle. We've got the blacked out Ford badge there with Ranger stamped there at the bottom of the tailgate. Raptor there on the passenger side. We've got your metal bumper there with parking sensors with your dual exhaust, but I do wish the dual exhaust, the tips of it at least, were blacked out. I think it'd be nice to match the whole look of the truck. You've got LED taillights here as well, and then I'll show you guys what the ground clearance looks like when you're kind of down below here at the back of the Ranger Raptor. I like the fact that not only do you get a rear camera, but you've got a latch here to actually open up the back part of the bed. I like that instead of a button. You've got some measurements here with 2 tie-down clamps as well. Now when it comes to towing, about 5,500 pounds of towing, less than a regular Ranger, just based off the suspension layout of the Raptor, and then about 1,373 pounds for payload. Now this one does have the spray and bed liner, as we can see. You've got tie-down areas in each corner, and then you do get a 120 plug over on the driver's side. And like I mentioned, you have a rear sliding window as well. But I would say that is really it for the back of the Ranger, guys. Let me know what you think. Let's take a look at those seats behind the driver. I just want to say thank you to Kitchener Ford here in Kitchener, Ontario. Go see my boy Connor. He'll hook you up with a great deal on one of these units. So taking a look at the back here on the Ford Ranger Raptor here. So it's basically the same on this side as it is over on that side. So the door panel here is soft, but it is hard touch here at the top. You've got a speaker down below and then some storage. Nothing here on the door sill. And then here's what the seats look like. So again, more orange inserts with some orange stitching. And then this is a look over at the center console area, but it is obviously the same here on this side as it is over on the passenger side. But that's it for the back. Let's take a look at the front. Alrighty, so taking a look at the front here on the driver's side on the Ford Ranger Raptor. So you're going to get some Alcantara here at the top. I like the fact that you get memory seating here with lock and unlock button. You've got your window controls here. You do get power folding mirrors, which is nice. Your door latch here to open the door, and then some storage down below. You've got Ford Performance there on the door sill. And then here's a look at what the seat looks like. So they're very soft. The leather feels good, but I like the fact that they're nice and bolstered, especially if you want to take this off-road. It does hug you. And then like I mentioned, you do get the Raptor name in both parts of the backs of the seats. Now your light controls are on the left side of the steering wheel here, and then you do have a tailgate light as well. Now the steering wheel is telescopic, but it is manually adjusted via this little latch here. So that's it before we hop in, guys. Let's talk about the inside. So we are inside the Ford Ranger Raptor here. We'll start with the steering wheel. It's a really nice leather wrap steering wheel here. You've got really nice perforation on both sides, and you can see we've got the Raptor name at the bottom there with some orange stitching carried around it. Now on the left side is going to control your cruise control. You've got your volume buttons as well as your voice command, and then on the right side is going to control, you know, your steering setup, your suspension setup, and then your R's for Raptor, so you can change the different modes depending on which mode you want. And then also this is for your exhaust note. Now this is your digital instrument cluster screen, which is controlled via this here. So you can kind of scroll through depending on what you want, you know, your fuel economy, your trip stuff, all that stuff is controlled via here. And then you can go into the main menu part of it, and you can go into different statuses depending on what you want. So that is pretty cool. Now, if you want to change the steering, you can hit the little steering wheel button, and then you can change the different modes. You got comfort, sport, normal. And then if you want to change your suspension, your dampeners, you can do normal, sport, off-road. And then this is for your exhaust here. So you've got normal, sport, Baja, and quiet. So you can definitely tell it opens up obviously in sport mode, which is quite nice. It does sound not bad, honestly, for a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 pickup truck. Now, one thing that's cool is you do get metal paddles at the back here, which do feel nice to the touch if you do use them. Now, on the left side, you have your toggle for your turn signals, and then on the right side is for your wipers. Now, you don't get a heads-up display or, the Ford Collision Alert light at the top. So I like the fact that it's kind of like a plain Jane dash. You've got a Bang & Olufsen speaker there, and then one over there on that A-pillar, but it is a hard touch plastic. You do get some Alcantara carried throughout here at the top, as we can see. You do get a speaker here, and then really, like I said, it's more of a plain Jane top, which honestly I don't mind. I think it looks nice the way it's laid out. Like I showed you guys, you're going to get that upper glove box with some more storage there at the bottom. Over here on the left side of the screen, you've got your push button start, and then you do have a trailer brake controller. Now this is your 12-inch display screen that's vertically integrated. It works well, but honestly I do wish you were able to set it up with a dual screen purpose, so having your maps here and then your audio here, but unfortunately it just works as kind of like one flow. So over here you can click this, and this will populate your climate control. And then here's your audio. Now, for example, if we click this and we want to go to your navigation, we can have your navigation here. Now it does still show your climate control on pretty much all of the settings. And then here you can click which are hotkeys. So if you want to go here to back to your radio, if you want to go to your navigation, music, and then here are your trailering settings as well. So it's just going to depend honestly on the person, on how they want to use it. You've got Bluetooth controls, and then here are your camera angles. So you can scroll through the different camera angles if you wish. It gives you a bird's eye view if you want to back up to the hitch. And then here are the back angles on both sides of the mirrors, which is pretty cool. Like I said, the screen works well, and I think it integrates itself nicely into the dash. I just wish it was a dual screen purpose. I do personally like screens a little bit wider, so horizontally integrated, as opposed to it being vertical, but it just depends honestly on the person if they like this or not. Down below you do have a wireless charging pad with some more storage here, and then over here 2 cup holders, center console shifter with some more orange stitching. You've got your parking brake here, and then over here you have your off-road cruise control with your parking sensors. You can turn traction off, auto stop start, and then here are your different drive modes. So not only do you have 4 auto, which is awesome, you have 2 high, 4 high, 4 low, and then over here if you change the mode, so I'll show you guys the modes. So you've got normal, and it gives you a cool little animation. You've got off-road, Baja, and then rock crawl, and it will change the 4x4 settings depending on the mode you're in. Then you've got sport, you've got tow haul, and then you also have slippery. And then once you change these settings here, it'll indicate there on the left side of the instrument cluster depending on which mode you're in, so it lets you know. Now over here in the center console, it is decently deep for storage purposes, and then you've got a 12-volt plug there, so we'll close that up. It is also a really nice soft padding here to lay your arm. Up here you got your regular mirror, and then you have 6 auxiliary switches with a sunglass holder here. You've got your light controls here, and then you do have your automatic rear window slider if you want to open it up. You also have your garage door openers at the top here of the visors. So that's it for the interior, guys. Let me know what you think. I really do like these Ranger Raptors. I think they're really cool. The only problem is they're very expensive, and I'm sure you guys are wondering what the price is. So let's go outside and give you guys my final thoughts and talk price. All right, guys, so let's talk price on this 2026 Ford Ranger Raptor here. We're sitting at $85,465 Canadian. Let me know what you guys think about the truck in the comments. I think, honestly, price is probably the biggest factor as to why people don't purchase these as much. I mean, for 85 grand, you can get a full-size pickup truck. Now, I'm not saying this truck is not, a great truck to buy. I just think for 85,000 it's a lot. I absolutely love this truck. Honestly, if it was a little bit cheaper, well, a lot cheaper, I'd probably honestly look at it. But for 85 grand, it does creep up in price a lot and pretty quick. But let me know what you guys think about the truck in the comments. That'll conclude this review, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.